when it still used to be USD. Your school, you report, you'll be going from the house, you go in the morning, you attend your classes. When you are done for the day, you come back home. Don't worry, I'll be giving you transport. But mommy, it's stressful for me. I have this, I have night reading. Don't worry, come back home. I'm not giving you any money for rent. You always come back home. So yeah, when some children experience that freedom, maybe they have parents who are understanding enough to let them live alone off campus, they are excited about it. And then they graduate. And for some reason, they have to go for service, right? The parents will still find a way to work it around so that they will come back to their home state, wherever they are based. And if that doesn't work and they are sent to a faraway state, the parents will always want to check up on them. They are adults. So children will look forward to NYSC to be able to leave their parents watchful eyes and control and just experience what freedom feels like. The good news is sometimes some of these core members are retained at their place of primary assignment. So they wouldn't have to come back until they begin to live their lives on their own and only visit when their work permits them. Though a child who is 18 is not a minor in Nigeria, it doesn't confer liberty on the child to choose to live alone. The argument is that there are still some guidance and decisions which parents make on behalf of the child. Besides, parents have different views on the appropriate age to allow their children to live their lives on their own. Start living alone, away from the parents' watchful eyes, away from, whatever happens in their lives. So this is why I'm asking, at what age and under what circumstances should parents start living adults can actually pay rent? Is it when they decide to get married? Is it when the job they have takes them outside your location? What is the right age? Now, emancipation of minors is a legal mechanism by which a minor, before attaining the age of majority, is freed from control by their parents or guardians. And the parents or guardians are freed from responsibility for their child. Minors are normally considered legally incompetent to enter into contracts and to handle their own affairs. Emancipation overrides that presumption and allows emancipated children to legally make certain decisions on their own behalves. Depending on jurisdiction, a child may be emancipated by acts such as child marriage, attaining economic self-sufficiency, obtaining an educational degree or diploma, or military service. In the United States, all states have some form of emancipation of minors. But you see, we cannot have that in Nigeria because, some parents will never agree to it. But you tell me, right age to start living alone. And yes, I would like to add this. It makes a lot more sense to parents when a male child chooses to move out of the house to live alone. But you see, when a female child says, "Mommy, I want to start living alone," problem. You want to go and live alone? For what? You're supposed to be in this house. A man is supposed to come and marry you from this house. You are not living alone anything. You're going to work, coming back to this house. That man that will see you, he will respect you more when he knows that you are living with your parents. Also, you are living on your own. He sees that you are loose. He sees that you can be having different male visitors. And that is why maybe sometimes some landlords are reluctant to rent apartments to ladies who live alone. Now, I wouldn't want to tell you about personal experiences, but maybe you've had your fair share. Let's talk. 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. Again, 0817 923 0002 and 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809 030 6416. Again, WhatsApp and Telegram number 0809 030 So this is it. If you're unable to get through to us via the phone lines, not to worry, send a message and I would gladly read them. Facebook, Nigeria Info 92.3 PH, and on X at Nigeria Info PH. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
I'm Lucky Oba from Auda West.
Lucky Oba, you're welcome. Go ahead. Hello, Lucky, I can hear you. Go ahead. Nigeria Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon. Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
I am Chinenye, calling from Port Harcourt.
Chinenye, you're welcome.
Thank you. I think parents should allow their female daughters, especially female children, to live alone.
Okay.
Now, when you check people that came from the other states to River State, those in River State, especially the indigenous of River State, they always think that these people are older than them. That is why they are living alone. Their parents allowed them, they left their home at 18, 19, 20. They go to other states, came to River State here to fend for themselves. They work, they school, they do things on their own before maybe marriage or any other thing. So, not living alone, I find that more here in River State. They don't allow their children to go anywhere to live alone. That's the problem. When I left my state, I left at the age of 19. And since I've been living alone till now, so not like anything happened to me or I misbehaved or... Sure, so many times you will see things. There are things you will see and you make sure you conquer them. And those things are lessons in life. If you don't live alone, you won't see all those things. You won't know how to conquer. So I think from that 18, 19, parents should allow their children to live alone.
To live
Mostly
alone?
those that go to school, those that have gotten admission in school.
Okay.
Because if you are saying they will not live alone, maybe because of you don't want them to misbehave. Okay, when they left the house, do you know what they are doing in school?
All right, thank you so much. We need to go on a commercial break now. Stay tuned. while in the Bible days we had children still living with their parents, but after getting married, there are women that will not accept that today. And yes, I have seen cases where things were rough for the children, all right? And at some point, they had to move back to their parents' houses. Sometimes they moved back when they had gotten a wife and children. I've also seen a case where a wife had to move with her husband and children to her parents' house because things were difficult for them. But you see, in those period, or in that particular period when they were experiencing that crisis, it was not easy, it was not funny. The tongues will wag, the people will talk. When you pass by and you see them, say, oh boy, you see they live here. You say, yes, so. How many years after graduation? This is a student environment. Say, since I've already started here, let me just pick up my life from here. So indeed, there are children who do not return home after graduation. They remain wherever they were, going to school, still trying to figure their lives out. However, some parents or guardians are not comfortable with that kind of arrangement. Now, with that arrangement, they don't go back to the parents to continue to pay the rent. They find a way around it. And there are times when even the landlords of such properties will tell you that some of these students or ex-students end up owing a lot of rent with promises to always pay. And then at some point, when they figure out it's not working out for them again, they eventually leave. So it's not easy living alone. I just remember the song now, Adulthood Na Scam. You have your parents' house. No matter what, when you go back, at least you will see 1 square meal to eat there. Someone is still going to watch over you. Someone is still going to look after you. Someone is still going to watch your back. If they are going to make yam pepper soup, they will still put your own portion. Whether you eat or you don't eat, it's going to be there. When you live on your own, you have to figure out what you eat by yourself. Nobody does that for you. So there are benefits of still living with your parents. But then some of you say, oh, you want privacy. You want a sense of independence. You want to feel like a man. You want to feel like a woman. You want to grow. And you see, your parents always looking after you, providing for you does not give you that chance to grow. The message says you're right. The Bible said a man shall leave his parents, but the Bible didn't propose any age limit. All right. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you and welcome.
My name is Rosemary.
Rosemary, you're welcome.
Okay. I want to contribute to the matter of this course.
Please go ahead, Rosemary.
As for me, female children should stay with their parents until they get married.
Okay.
Yes, female children should stay with their parents. There is an honor attached to that. For a man to marry you from your father's house than going to rent a house. Some may not be doing anything wrong, but maybe to look at it, like my kind of person look at it like this girl is loose. So going to get an apartment outside your father's house when you are not working. Even if you are working, at least stay there and be responsible.
Okay, Rosemary, can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes.
Let's look at the possibilities beyond just jumping to that conclusion, all right? For instance,
yes.
When I got this job, it came with an accommodation. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. And I lived in that accommodation and I got married from that accommodation. Did I have a father's house somewhere in Port Harcourt? The answer is yes. Would I have told the company that I don't want, I will be coming from my father's house? It is one of the things. Tell you the truth, for a very long time I was the breadwinner. So you can imagine me coming from my father's house every day. Before I leave the house, they will tell me this one has finished, the other one has finished. So it doesn't even give me enough time to concentrate fully on work. So I took the company accommodation, and like I said, I lived in that accommodation till I got married. They came and married me from that accommodation. There are people who had to work outside where their parents live. So this Port Harcourt, I probably have a family in Port Harcourt. But then again, I had to move and get a job in Abuja. Should I carry my parents now and join me to Abuja? Because I want the man that wants to come and marry honor me. And see that, I was living with my parents. If I move my family from Port Harcourt to Abuja, what are the chances that my family will want to move with me? That's number one. Number two, will I be able to cater for them? To them? And all of their needs? Because the relocation is because of me. Or do I reject that job because I want to stay in my father's house and I want honor that comes with my father? I don't know. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. These are some of the conditions. Or a lot of people look forward to their Rehoboth. I think at some point I was like that. I moved out of my father's house. Yes, because I needed expansion. I needed growth. And remaining there was not offering me that. So yes, I packed my things and I moved. Will that term me as not being honorable? Because that covering over me was limiting a lot of things. And while some people may not understand, and even when you try to explain in simple English or pidgin, it is what they want and it is what helps them. Not having someone think for them helps them think for themselves, helps them make decisions for themselves, helps them grow. And then there's some life lessons that some people have learned, not in their parents' houses, not under their parents' roof, but being on their own. Beyond all of this is, when is it right? So anybody can just wake up. What if you just wake up at 15 and you feel like, I can live on my own? Should we let you live on your own? What if you wake up and at 50, you're not even thinking of moving? Should we continue to let you remain in the house when your mates have left to start up things for themselves? Zion from GRA, welcome to the sunny side. Go ahead, Zion.
Your case was different.
What made it different?
Because one, from your prime, you already had that training. From your prime, you've been given some responsibilities, and you were seen to be honored enough to be released. Your parents only released you because they know that at this point you can be trusted. Most people today were not even released. They broke out.
Me, I did not. Nobody released me. Me, I broke out. I mean, I don't have to lie to you. I did not take part.
What thing you go tell me for this life?
Come again, you said?
What thing you go tell me for this environment, this discourse that you broke? You never broke out.
You don't know me.
I don't need to know you. But there are testaments that have been associated around you.
Go and ask about me in town. You don't know me. I have a reputation for being a rebel.
You work out town with issues. How many horror you do for town? The truth is this. As a male child, you are given 16 years with your parents.
How many years?
16 years.
16 years from when you are born?
A male child, 16 years. If you cannot adapt, incorporate, swallow, meditate, keep that which your family stands for, age 16, you are not a good man for a woman to get married to. Go and check great men, let them tell you. Before age 15, their parents, especially their father, train them, underline that word, train them to know the value of their family. In our family, these are our values. This is what we stand for. These are the things we believe in this family. Age 16, 17, 18, they are now prepping them to leave. Some 20 years now, the papa goes, so you leave this house somewhere here. Go stay with your uncle. But today, how many male children are being trained by a father? Some are being taken care of, not even trained, being taken care of by their single mother. And you expect that male child to grow up to become a responsible husband when there are already backlog of thoughts, negative thoughts. Do you know how many times the child was asking a question, where is my father? Because you don't want to offend the single mother. I could not ask her, where is my father? That spiritual covering was never there, and it was empty. And the moment he launched out to go get married, he will now be exhibiting that bad character on the child, on that girl. And now that girl he dated will not be affected, heartbroken, possessed by evil spirits. They will break up. That same girl go and get married to another man and end up with divorce. What happened? A bad spirit was upon that girl because of one child that was never trained by his father. And for a lady, age 23 to 25, if your mama never asks you now, so you go behave for your husband's house, you don't go sit down where, you don't go close your leg, you don't go wash your clothes. Come on, get out from there. If your mother never spoken these words to you and before you leave the house, you are going to have problem when you get married. But look at this present generation. How many girl child are achieving this kind of training before marriage? Do you know that we spend 4 years in school reading courses, 5 years in school reading courses, some even 10 years, but when you get to marriage, you want to get married in 1 year. 1 year is even too much, in 3 weeks. And what do you expect? In marital life, the training starts from childhood. Now, when you see some children like you're narrating don't want to go back to their parents' house upon graduation, check the life of that child. They're avoiding something from their house. Maybe they don't want to receive the training from their parents. Maybe their houses are never conducive. There is something that shows they never wanted to go back to their parents' house. The bottom line is this. From age 20, a male child should be prepping to leave his father's house to start living alone so that he can learn certain things. He can make certain mistakes and correct himself. He can ask himself, not be participating on certain issues. These are the edges he will build and grow to become a man. He will now know his responsibilities. And for the lady, at least from age 25, she's getting married, getting ready for marriage. Not this age where we say 16 years, 15 years when they get boyfriend. Not this one we are talking about. I'm talking about a standard living where the parents are raising like a human being. From age 25, the lady can now leave. Okay, I'm now living in Kaduna because of a job. She's living because of a job. She's not living because she wants to live and become independent. I can now live my life. Most of them that went to live alone, they are woke up people. They are people living moral life. I'm telling you.
Wow.
Most of them, I'm not saying all, most of them are woke up people who cannot say, I leave my parents' house because of a job. Look at the story you gave me. You have to live because of your job. Let's be honest. Can you be coming from
that was. I was already on my own. I already had a rented apartment before this accommodation was. Yes, I did.
That is what we are saying. How many of these ones have a job before they want to live alone? Some they are using iPhone of how many millions?
What if they have a business they are doing?
A business.
Yes.
We are talking the same thing and work and business, they be the same thing.
Okay.
All my money they bring come my account now.
Okay.
When they carry rubber come, when they carry plastic come, it's the same thing. So train these children so that even when they leave to another environment, they will still carry the value of their family, value the former. Look at when Jesus Christ died, was it not the attitude of his disciples that said these ones are Christians?
Okay. I have seen disgruntled parents. I have friends. I had visited home. And you could clearly tell that the parents were tired of seeing them in the house. That's a reality. Let's be real here. that you go out and you come back and you eat my food. And maybe for some reason your life hasn't picked and you're unable to provide. And they see you as an irritation. And they look forward to the day you pack your things and say, I don't come off for house. So they are excited that you're leaving. Maybe somewhere down the line they're going to miss you. But at least that is one less mouth to feed. And then let's say you remain there and your life picks. And all of a sudden, because you now have a job or a business that brings money, every other person in the house solely relies on you. So this is what happens. You go out to earn, to come and feed them. And the fact that you are in the house, it even makes it worse. There is no seasoning cube. There is no this one. You just got this job. You haven't probably even received your first salary yet. You people, you know what? I can do it from a distance. So I'm living. Every month, I send you XYZ amount of money. And guess what they now say? Because you are brother, because you are Mike. And it's not because I want space to do premarital. And it's not because I want space to do premarital, you know what I'm talking about. And my mother is saying, can she wash water? That some of the reasons why she finance their prosperity is that house. So let them go and rent a place somewhere else. They are home to some peace and quietness. And yes, a valid reason should be they have a job or they have a business doing. How else do you want to fund that peace and quietness and that apartment if you don't have anything doing? Two scenarios. It's not done this and that. I am a loss from Dylan says, considering why parents doesn't allow their female child to go and live alone, I think it's because they feel that exposing them to such freedom will make them lose their decency. Well, some people do not need permission to do so. When they are ready, they pack their things and leave. You will have to deal with it. You will call them. They probably will not respond. When they eventually respond, hey, I've left the house for you people now. Should be people say I'm like this. I've left. Get used to my absence. Anonymous says the use of the word permit is making me laugh because is it adults we are talking about or minors? In my experience, any parent who is very controlling is looking for a reason to know the roof of their controlling parent. I'm a female and I lived away from my parents throughout uni and for years afterwards. In total, I've lived on my own for 12 years before marriage, and the opinions of anyone, including relatives, who assumed I was loose because of that was too irrelevant for me to even consider. Everyone is different, and people develop at different rates. So I don't know about setting an age. I've seen people who would rather die than return to their parents' houses because of how their parents behaved when they lived under their parents' roof. This one says, good afternoon, DDW. I think the age a child should leave their parents' house or parents should allow them leave is when the parents will not be calling the kid to know why they haven't returned home. And more importantly, when the parents believe that as their kid has left, one day they will not receive a call from a number saying, are you the father of Barack Obama? Please come to Mini Okoro police station. It is concerning your son. Or they will not receive a call at 1 o'clock in the midnight saying, is Angela Merkel your daughter? Please come to Gaki General Hospital immediately. Meanwhile, Angela is a student of River State Polytechnic, Bori. If you know that call may come, be very careful allowing them to leave, even if it is for a job appointment. Text from Oyibo. When will they grow? When will they learn? When will they man up? When will they start taking responsibilities? When will they understand that actions indeed have consequences? When will they understand why you keep telling them, turn off the light, off the water, turn off the TV before you go to bed, Sometimes they will not understand it till they start living on their own. I've seen some parents indulge their children so much so that they become so lazy. They can't make their beds. If you go to where they live currently, you cannot match legs somewhere. The bed like this, you will see plenty clothes. Like Guess what? Some of them don't know how to cook. Yes. Because while they were with their parents, the parents did all the cooking. Mommy, come and make that your famous egusi soup. That's what I feel like eating today. Say, okay, no problem. I'm gonna make it. And they make it. Oh, should I shock you? The people who live alone who still go back every week to collect food that they'll go and stock up in their fridge. Nigeria Info, final caller. Good afternoon to you and welcome. Oh, so sorry we lost that call. The kind of training, this is how I would conclude this conversation. The kind of training you give your children, I think, should be a determinant. And the circumstances as well. Some of us learned to grow up quicker. We started taking up duties and responsibilities and to prepare for life without our parents. Of course, some of us will not even be having this conversation on when should we leave our parents' houses, because our parents died when we were young. And at some point, uncles and aunties did not come to our rescue. So hell, we had to take the bull by the horn, carve our own paths for ourselves. So where are we going to start taking permission from to leave the house? Nobody. We just move when we need to. Nigeria Info, final caller. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
My name is Emmanuel Daniel.
Emmanuel, are you a child?
Yes.
Okay, so why are you having this conversation with me?
I don't think the national.
Okay, I'm not national anthem. I think that's a cooler thing. I think so. Oh, today is a public holiday. Oh. That's when I wanted to forget. Someone had to remind me. That's why the children are home. So the bottom line is this. Some people had to grow up too quickly. They started learning trade early enough. They started working early enough. They started doing business early enough. And they started making money early enough. And they felt, you know what? Let's leave. Let's branch out. Nigerian Info, good afternoon to you.
Didi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You have 60 seconds.
I want to thank you for this topic. My name is Honorable. I'm calling from Nkoro.
Go ahead.
Didi, there was a child I saw. I'll try to advise. I said, when you come back from school, go and learn work. And Didi, this boy is doing very, very well. If this boy is so close for you here. So most times, I'm telling the parents, most times our children come out, too much lesson is not good for the children. Give them handwork, and they will do very, very well. So that after the work, after their education, when they are looking for jobs, they can use this handwork to feed them before they look for a white-collar job. Thank you very much. God bless you. Parents should listen to Nigerian Info, please.
All right, thank you too. Rivers Today comes up at 3, and thereafter, Hard Facts with the man of the people himself, Kalada Koru Bataba. Follow us on X at Nigeria Info PH and Facebook page Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. On Instagram and Threads at Nigeria Info FM _PH. I'll be back here tomorrow on the sunny side, 12 noon. Of course, tomorrow is going to be a short day for us, but we'll see how we'll make the most of the first hour we would get to share together. You know, be good, stay safe, and take care of yourself. Yes, you see, self-care. Practice self-care. And I think it will help if you know that you come first. I'm Denise Dennis Walu. Adios.